Hey guys, Jamgear here. America, you can't tell me what I'm going because I'm seeing this being reported all over, going viral right now. Oh, like what's going on? There's a prison break and about 10 inmates escape the prison, and apparently it was something easy. I'm seeing it going viral, so and then I see Chiseled Adonis put it up. So hopefully he can explain it at best what is really going on, because that that don't sound right. I mean, it happens from time to time, but that not really sound right. Like, what's going on here?
Breaking news, Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office holding a press conference now updating us on the search for those 10 inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center jail.
Wait a minute, inmates escaped? What's going on in New Orleans?
Late Friday morning, someone they knew called the family and told them that a group of inmates had broken out of Orleans Justice Center.
Oh nah, prison break in 2025 is insane. Let's get to know some of these inmates who has since escaped. First and foremost, you got Derek Groves, who's convicted of a double murder in 2018 when a mass shooting at Mardi Gras. Then you got Corey Boyd, accused of second-degree murder in 2023. Then you got Jermaine Donald facing second-degree murder and aggravated battery. Gary Price held for attempted first-degree murder. Kendall Miles, he was actually caught. They caught his ass.
Yes! Alright, that's one.
I need to confirm that Kendall Miles is in custody. He's being rebooked for simple escape as well. OPSO deputies found him hiding beneath the car at the Hotel Monteleone parking garage, and he was transported to OJC by the Louisiana State Police.
Open and shut case, Johnson.
He had a history of an escape and previously accused of shooting the man up to. Everybody was just letting the trigger go. God damn, these shooters they got out here. Antoine Massey has a history of escapes dating back to 2007. He's held for domestic abuse, theft, parole violation, kidnapping, and rape. Rape?
Nah, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Just off rip, with all of these charges that these guys have, this is something you don't want to hear as a civilian. You don't want to hear that as a prison, because here's the problem with that. The next question we're gonna ask is, how did that happen? And if the reasoning don't make no sense or is lacking, somebody's losing their job. Some people that get chewed out. So more I hear what I'm have to say with this. It makes no sense.
Lenton Van Buren, held for firearm possession and parole violation, accused of a 2021 murder. Leo Tate booked with burglary, weapons, and possession. So Leo Tate just got the lightest record of everybody who's involved here. You got straight up rapists and murderers. And attempted murderers who's in this lineup. And then you got Leo Tate. I was just robbing folks, with weapons. I was just trying to get by. What the fuck going on over here?
Damn.
You mean to tell me the worst of the worst are the individuals who got away? This is ridiculous. Robert Moody facing charges for obstruction of justice, drug trafficking, and battery. And then, of course, the Kenton Dennis held for armed robbery and weapons charges. Who is overseeing this prison? Where's the warden? You need to be fired.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna lose their job.
Before we even get into the remainder of the inmates, let's first talk about Kendall Miles. Because when you talk about somebody who deserved to be behind bars, you gotta be a special kind of dumbass to escape from jail. And the first thing you do is link up with the homies and go on IG Live.
Yeah, man, nigga know I hit a bag on my boy. And I'm about to go out with a two.
Young nigga, dumb nigga. This internet generation is something to behold. What do you mean you went to link your homies and then go on IG Live? Sorry. This brother, yeah, Yeah, he belongs back in jail. You cannot be this type of dumb. You just give away your location and everything. You do all of that just to end up on a live and police don't say, hey, wow. Quite the intelligence. And then next thing too, lock up the friend them. Lock up the friend them. People going to say I shouldn't say that. Lock up the friend them. You have a friend who got to jail. Clearly, he's not supposed to be out, but he got out. And the first thing, only thing you guys start to do was to go put him on IG live. What kind of friend you be? You know, put someone like if I your bridging that, I'm not party like that. You know, put him on IG live. So yo, him get out. Unless you wanted him to go back in. You didn't want him to run away and get a chance. Or you just decide, say, we'll go use this and that. So it could be applied. In which case, still not real friends.
Fresh out of jail. Stop playing.
A few moments later.
Bruh.
Is the man retarded? Shouldn't your dumb ass be laying low? If you escape from the law, why would you go back to where the block is hot? You think the feds and the cops not looking at your homies first to try to identify your whereabouts? Man said, I'm back on the block.
Anybody
I'm outside. Now your dumb ass back inside the penitentiary, stupid, where you deserve to be. Dummy. Yeah.
Authorities say on Friday, just after midnight, 10 inmates broke through defective locks on multiple cells and crawled out of the jail through a hole behind a toilet.
This shit gotta be an inside job. There's no way. If this was the early 2000s, I'll throw my hands up and say, hey, you gotta charge it to the game, because most of the attention, for the most part, is gonna be elsewhere. But in 2025, you mean to tell me they were able to take advantage of faulty locks and then go through a wall in the back of the bathroom? And you mean to tell me the people who was behind the doggone camera was unaware of recognizing what was happening? Because this is something that gotta be planned and plotted.
Yeah, it has to be planned and plotted. With what they were doing, you could have easily misconstrued it as someone being stronger. Just because, just so the guy does rack things up. Somebody that have to hear something. Number two, you can't afford to have anything loose in a prison, especially locks of all things, because otherwise people are gonna find their way out. So there's a whole lot of questions. Either there's an inside job or there's someone there that helped them out. I didn't know. Someone obviously not paying attention because the cameras are there showing everything going on, and no, it seemed like the place wasn't alerted any at all, which does not make any lick of sense. So that out of the case, I don't know. Everything just it seemed funny.
For weeks, it can't just extemporaneously happen in just one day. You would have had to continually pick away at said wall, identify where the faulty locks just so happen to be, concoct a plan, make sure that the individuals who are, in on the plan doesn't let it leak, is on code, and ultimately executes the plan to perfection when the day comes of escape. And you mean to tell me?
Creating whiteboard videos has never, ever been so easy. Instadoodle is built to deliver you results faster and easier.
That nobody on staff was able to identify this shit? Clearly, there's a enemy among you on staff, and you better identify him.
New Orleans in Louisiana as a jail employee arrested in connection to the inmate escape in New Orleans, as the Attorney General Liz Murrill has announced the inside job. As special agents assigned to the Louisiana Bureau of Investigation have arrested and interviewed 33-year-old Sterling Williams, who was employed as a maintenance worker at the sheriff's office at the time the inmates escaped. Williams admitted to agents that one of the escapees advised him to turn off the water in the cell where the inmates escaped from. Instead of reporting the inmate, Williams turned the water off as directed, allowing the inmates to carry out their scheme to successfully escape.
Now, either A, you're a straight up dumbass for not being able to cover your tracks, or B, you're such an incredibly naive person. You didn't take into account that you may possibly be getting duped by these inmates who have since yet escaped. Because just imagine the astonishment on his face upon hearing from the inmate tell him, hey, why don't you turn down the water inside the cell here tonight? Turn down the water? Oh, that's an odd request. Why would you want me to turn it off? Well, don't I gotta report that? Nah, don't go and report.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you decide to work into a prison or a jail and you have to go where the inmates are, you have to be on your P's and Q's, because anything happens under your watch based on something that you do, you can get charged to be an accomplice. You can lose your job. You can be put in jail with them. So you should be on your P's and Q's. So I don't believe he's that naive. It had to be some form of plan, and for some reason he couldn't cover his tracks. It's too weird for not think something in a something, but you not cover your tracks. So yeah.
Report that. I just need you to turn it off just for tonight. I don't think we really want the water going tonight. Huh? That's pretty odd. I mean, it's on every night, right? Turn it down just
can't be that naive
tonight. That's a little weird, but I guess I can turn it off. What y'all need the water off for? Oh, nothing.
You not being on your P's and Q's, and you just doing this. Suppose it was something to do with messing over somebody else in there, and then they found out that it was you because they told you to do that. Them can't catch the other man, but them know say you involved in it. You have to pass where them go, or them have to see you whenever them have free time or so. Man will just come shank you. That's why you have to be very careful with these things. These are not things I really want just be lackadaisical about. Not in a prison, none at all. Your life you play with.
No, we just get tired. Sometimes, you know, Johnny on the up there on the second floor, he's always going in the bathroom, just running the water for no reason. So we just figured, why don't we just turn down the water for tonight, just to kick it to Johnny? You know, I don't like Johnny that much either. You know, I'm just gonna turn that down. Don't even worry about me reporting.
Also, the other thing too, why this can't be naive, you have to think about it too. Water is a commodity that is not much in there. You get a set amount of water per day. If those videos and documentaries I've watched about prisons has anything to do with it, you don't have much water to begin with. Not like when you're outside. So if you work maintenance, the main fact that they tell you, hey, turn it down should have immediately went red flag.
Very next morning, 10 inmates escaped. Huh? That's a little weird. Wait, ain't I talked to him yesterday? Wait, hold on. So where'd they escape from? The bathroom? Behind the sink? Oh, where the water was. Oh! Wait! But I turned off the water yesterday. Is that why they... Oh, wait, sir, are you saying that you turned off the water yesterday? Is that how they went and they escaped? Well, he asked me to turn down the water.
It should have been a red flag.
You won't believe it. They said Johnny on the second floor, he's always running the water. Sir, let me need to see your hands. You're going to prison. Well, yes. Jail at that. I don't know how long they'll mess around and give some, but you're getting charged. Why would you listen to the inmates? Dummy. Yeah.
This case came early Friday evening around 7:30 when authorities arrested one of the escaped inmates, Robert Moody, because of a public tip through Crime Stoppers. So Moody was taken into custody in the 3500 block of 2nd Street, and then later, that source telling us, a Louisiana State Police helicopter taking him to Angola alongside those other 2 inmates.
Another inmate who escaped from a New Orleans jail last week is back in custody. Louisiana State Police sharing this photo of 21-year-old Gary Price, who was arrested in New Orleans this evening. That makes 4 inmates who have been captured so far. 6 are still on the run.
And let me just say this. You've got to be a special kind of dumbass to stay within the vicinity of where you actually got picked up before you went behind bars. You should have been running all through the day.
You should have been 3 states away. You should have been 3 states away. The way how it's always depicted, the way how it's always done in shows. You don't go back to where they caught you. You don't go to your family member. Nothing like that. You get the hell away. Sometimes that means get out of the city. But nope.
Days and nights, because I think at this point we're what, 4 or 5 days from the jailbreak. You should have already been in Mississippi. You should have already maybe made it to Texas. You should have already maybe made it upwards to Arkansas. You should have been out of the state of Louisiana. But your dumb ass is still staying within the confines. They caught Gary Price in an abandoned house.
And then the house. Someone saw him going in.
Yeah.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
I'm not no prison break expert, because clearly you're not gonna have no access to the internet for all intents and purposes unless you go around familiar faces and you happen to get a sense of direction. Maybe somebody gives you a map, maybe somebody gives you a bit of money, maybe you mess around and get a burner phone. That'd be stupid, but whatever the case may be, why under any circumstance would you stop? Granted, nourishment and hydration is something that's gonna be on the marquee, because if you don't have any sort of access to no sort of food or drink, obviously fatigue is going to overtake the body. But why would you stay within the confines? The 6 probably in the Gulf of Mexico at this point. Motherfuckers is probably swimming. Maybe some have made it all the way to Oklahoma or something of that nature. Because remember, it's about 3.
No, I don't want this to be confused with anything. I want them to be caught. For the simple fact that they're murderers. It's not some light crime. Oh, well, charge it to the game. No, they're murderers and they'll probably go and continue doing it. I want them to be caught. But we also have a comment on stupidity when we say it. Like, because you gotta be some special type of stupid for you allow certain situations to reach you. Hell, you have to be stupid for even end up in prison in the first place. So it's like, yeah, get them off the street, get people safe to safety. That's the main thing.
Some days, and every single one of these individuals just so happen to be incredibly dangerous. What's crazy is on Twitter, if you type in Louisiana prison or jail escapees, they got motherfuckers who damn near betting. This is how I know we don't take shit seriously. You got motherfuckers who's betting on who gonna be the last one standing.
Really?
They over here making us see, yo, we got money line, -500 on if this dude, what are we doing? These motherfuckers is dangerous. Somebody starts snitching. Find these motherfuckers expeditiously, bruh, before the week is over, because they're gonna be at large. And I'm telling you right now, it's only a matter of time before they got to revert back to what got them locked up in the first place in order to keep their small variation of freedom.
What did I just say?
These motherfuckers, they clearly not too bright. At least the first 4 wasn't. Catch the rest of these dudes immediately.
Where are they? Where are they?
Listen, if you in Louisiana, do me a favor. Keep your ass indoors and don't go outside unless you absolutely have to. These 6 fugitives are at large. In fact, 2 of them were spotted roaming the French Quarter, and they obviously happen to have a bit more sense to them than the other 4 inmates that got caught, because they keeping their heads down away from the cameras. But it was already confirmed that these are 2 of the inmates. One way or another, y'all better apprehend these people, because innocent lives are at risk. They are armed and dangerous, possibly. Definitely dangerous. We'll find out if they armed, but they need to be dealt with.
We can't expect God to do all the work. Police! Help!
Yep.
Help!
We are the police.
We are the police.
The police of Haiti.
The police of Haiti.
Take his ass to jail! You go to jail, you son of a bitch!
All right, hold on, man.
You go to jail!
Yeah. We want them caught. We want them caught. They don't need to be out because they've gone too far and done too much. Better than serve them time, repent, and come back out. and try and make something of themselves. But not like this, especially if them end up going back to the lifestyle that they used to live. But yeah, that prison, man, that warden get cussed out, that youth wet on after water, guy and go to jail. There's so much stuff. There's stuff like that, you know, you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear as a warden, as police, as civilians, because now you watch your P's and Q's. You don't know. But I hope and pray that everybody's safe, they catch them, and the prison fixes whatever they need to fix. So yeah, that's been my reaction to this. Go and like Chiseled Adonis video, show your support, and if you enjoyed my reaction and my thoughts, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all next time. Peace.